She get rocky, but the show must go on. She get rocky, bullets hit like Stallone. Body dropping, trying to pay out Capone.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Hot Shot Podcast. You know what I'm saying? This is episode 2, season 2. Thank y'all for tuning in.
What up, y'all? Today we got a special guest with us. She wanted to come join us, because we got a pretty interesting conversation tonight. We wanted to talk about having kids and being young and pros and cons of that. Probably mostly cons and pros for real, but we'll get into it. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ashley. I am from this area, Williamsburg, originally, so it's nice to catch up with everybody and just enlighten everybody on this topic.
Damn, she's good. She's
A
real
natural,
good.
ain't it?
Yeah, natural.
For sure.
Wow, okay. All right. I need to be good like her. That's what's up. Well, like I said, we're going to be talking about having kids, and the good thing about this panel is that everybody here is a parent.
Yeah.
Everybody here has kids, and we're all kind of young, like, still.
Yes, exactly.
So I got some pretty positive and negative experiences dealing with, having a child. I only have one. But I'm pretty sure her mom can attest to me being a pain in her ass sometimes. And she's damn sure been a pain in my ass sometimes.
Ease up.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, she gonna be defending the women. You already know that.
That's about it.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead. What's your experience? Not you.
Me?
Yeah. What's your experience with being a mom?
Oh, gosh. Where do I start? There's so many, right? It's like being a parent is one of the good things in life, right? It's never the right time to have kids and be a parent. Even when you're like planning for it, you think you're ready for it, it's still never the perfect time, right? Because life happens every single day.
That's real.
Yeah. So especially having them at our age, we don't even realize that we're still adults. Like sometimes I'd be like, I gotta make the doctor appointments. What you mean? So I've had like a lot of learning curves, I'll say. But now I feel like I've gotten a better handle on it. And I do like the fact that I started a little bit early. Of course, not that early, but because now it's like I'm getting ready to live for me.
Okay. Okay.
My kids are almost to that age where they're self-sufficient and I can kind of coast.
So if you don't mind me asking, what age did you start? Like, how old were you when you had your first child?
I had my son when I was 15 years old. I found out I was pregnant at 14.
Oh, wow.
So, scary, right?
Yeah, that was scary, wasn't it?
Yeah. I started high school that way.
I didn't know that.
I had it till like the very last second.
Oh, okay.
Until I had to let people know.
Yeah.
I didn't let anybody know.
Wow.
Yes.
How'd you feel going through that?
It was really, I can't even explain it in words. I mean, honestly, I think that it was probably what made me who I am. Because it made me have to, for lack of better words, stand on business, right? Like I have to actually mean what I say. I have to actually be who I want to be.
Yeah.
Because I got somebody that's about to be looking at me, right?
And counting
So
on you.
Yes.
exactly. I can't tell him, oh, I don't know, like what you think that's gonna,
Yeah.
So it was scary, but it definitely showed me that everybody's heart is different, right? So there were people who would look at me like, oh my God, and then there were people that looked at me like, hey, you got this, push through. So,
From my experience, I feel like it normally, sometimes it do hurt the woman, but sometimes it make a strong woman. Like my mother had me young, so like at 16, so it's like she like my superwoman. So like I know that can definitely, and you doing your thing, so I know that shit probably built that in you. Like it probably made you like, man, shit, I gotta boss up for my baby. Like
most definitely
make you grow up a lot faster. And
yeah.
She honestly got more experience than any of us.
Most definitely.
She said her son's 16.
Most
so
definitely.
what that means is, you know what I'm saying? She started and she's further along, bro. Because my daughter, she about to be 11.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
You know
tough.
what I'm saying? So I'm behind her, like
Nah, for
she's
sure.
been through the phases, and I'm like, all right, man, she about to be 13, so like she a teenager, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the cool thing about that, right, is like we each have different lessons from when we were pregnant because it's a difference every time, right?
Okay.
Your daughter's 11, so you had her at what age?
I was 20, about to be 21.
All right. And how old were you when you had your first kid?
I was 31.
Okay.
He was an old man when he had kids.
All right, so I'm
Nah,
gonna
for
make a
sure.
statement, and if y'all agree, just say you agree.
Okay.
I was scared as could be when I found out I had a baby on the way.
So when my daughter's mom, okay, so I actually got baby fever prior to my daughter.
Yeah.
So I held this. I was working at I was working at Colonial Williamsburg, and it was this dude, man. He had a daughter, and I mean, brand new baby, bro.
Yeah.
Like brand new. And he brought her into work, and he just was showing her off to everybody. And I had no business falling in love with this kid as much as I did, bro.
Yeah.
But I held that little baby, and I was just like, damn, like I could fit the baby in my hand. You know what I'm saying? And I had baby fever, bro. And ever since then, I went home and I was like, yo,
You want to
what's
kid?
up? You know? And what's
man.
interesting is she thought, even after all that, when she had gotten pregnant, she thought I wasn't going to be happy about it. Because I'm a really structured person. And I was not very structured, right? But now I was excited. And
That's
my
good.
daughter and I have always been like, which most people who know me, we've always been really, really tight. You know what I'm saying? So it was a very exciting thing for me. Of course, scary in the sense because it's like, all right, now I can't be reckless.
Right.
I can't be out here racing cars. I used to do that.
Right.
I used to race cars. You know, I can't be out here doing that stupid stuff no more. So I had to grow up real fast. I had to get rid of my Camaro. I had a Camaro that I loved. I had to get rid of that junk.
Peace out.
You know, so I guess, you know, in a way I accepted it, you know?
Yeah. And I don't mean scared like, oh my God, the world is ending. It's just like, whoa, somebody's about to depend on me. You know? It's like you feel that when you wake up in the morning, you have to go to work. Them days when you don't want to go to work, it's like, no, I know my son wants this, or yeah, I know my daughter needs this.
For sure.
Or I just seen her. I know I just bought these pants, but golly, her ankles are showing already.
She didn't grew,
You're like, what?
Yeah, true.
So
true.
I guess more not intimidated, but just like perplexed on what's gonna happen next.
No, that's
for
a
real.
fair point. Yeah, is that how you felt? Well, how did you feel, I should say?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, bro, like a kid for me was like, it was like light because I was going through darkness. You know what I'm saying? Like I went through a lot of darkness. So it's like I lost the baby before I had my baby. So that was
man,
even
I'm sorry.
extra darkness. So I was like,
that's hard, I'm sure.
and in that time I was in the hospital, like recovering from my incident or whatever. So I'm excited. Like that's news that's giving me the fight. Like I'm having a baby and I lose my baby.
Because you guys were actively trying, right, to have a kid.
I mean, I ain't gonna say like actively trying. We won't trying not to. You feel me?
Yeah, I
Like,
see what you're saying.
yeah, like I won't trying to, but I won't trying not to.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, but it's still like once it's there, it's like and I'm in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Recovering from my gunshot wound.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
man,
I'm like,
sorry.
oh shit. Like she like, oh, I got news for you. Like on top of everything. So we having a baby. I'm like, oh, that shit got me. So I got something to look for,
Yeah,
something to fight for, because I'm
Yeah.
still fighting for my life at the same time. But then it's like, so then she lose the baby. That shit like a super down. I'm already feeling down on shit. So it's like, so then when I had my son this time and like everything was successful, like that was like, oh, that's my little nigga. Like, oh shit, like you feel me, like so.
And now you got a daughter too.
Now I
Oh,
can
man.
Look at God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is good. That's what I was thinking. Like, I feel, and I always say this, my kids came exactly when I needed them, right? Like, so before my son, I was really shy. I didn't talk to nobody. Like, if you looked at me for 5 seconds, I was like, oh my God, what? And look at me now. I'm here with y'all talking, right?
Yeah.
So he kind of just made me grow up. Like you said, you have to grow up fast.
Yeah.
You have to, because it's like something about when you have your kid, you see exactly what you got to do. Like you see all of your flaws. It's like it puts in perspective. Ooh, I'm stuttering. It puts into perspective all of the things that you got to get together. You start seeing, oh, I don't need this Camaro no more. She can't fit in here, right? Or like, oh man, I don't need to be doing this all the time.
For some people though, like, cause
that's
some
what I
people
was
don't
about
got that man friend.
Nah,
some
man,
people
that's where
continue to.
We're gonna go there.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
You can segue.
Yeah, like, like I changed a lot of shit about the way I live, like, and the way I move, and just the shit I do, even who I associate with. Like, I changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like salute you because you was younger to do that. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to do that shit at a young
16.
age. You get what I'm saying? Like, I probably would have been still like, oh, nah, he gonna be high, or she, like, you know what I'm saying? But now I look at shit differently. So like, even if somebody tell me some shit like, damn, bro, you ain't trying to step out with me. Let's go out of town. Let's do that. I'm like, bro, I'm chilling, bro. Like,
You got
I
to.
could do that shit when I want to. Like, I already got a few trips planned, but I'm taking my kids. Like, I ain't tripping on nothing. You
That's
feel me?
interesting, bro, because like y'all are like, you had a child 15 years after she did,
Yeah.
and 10 years after I did.
Yeah.
Right? So if you think about it, you've kind of like you've done a lot. Like I guess I could say, because you've also like been away for a while.
For
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? We kind of had to, and you more than me, obviously. We kind of had to like become adults like before we became adults. If that makes sense.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? So like at 30, I would imagine that there's some maturity in your brain that like something that clicks in your brain for some people, not for everybody, obviously. And you're just like, yeah, I ain't got to go to the club. I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to experience that. Because guess what? I've already done it. But somebody who's just starting out, it's like, man, I have not done any of this. Like, you're 18. I haven't even been to an 18 and up club or legally been in. I probably snuck in. You know what I'm saying? Or, I've never even been to like a 21 and up spot. Like, there's so many things you're missing out. So you're having to, you can't even join the military. You know what I'm saying? You can't even buy a cigarette.
Yeah.
So there's so many things being so young, having children that it kind of feel it would have to feel like those doors are just shut.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I could imagine because postpartum depression is like a huge thing.
No,
it hits women.
Oh, I'm so glad that y'all said that. I'm so glad that y'all said
Oh yeah,
that. Continue,
I
but I'm just so
recognize
glad
I
that y'all
recognize
said
it because my daughter's mom got it, and we were both Jamaican, so we didn't believe in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because our culture is very black and white. Like, stand the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stop being a wimp. Like, but I realized it was real, bro, because I love my daughter so much. I think it affected her because she,
She seen her mama like pretty much.
She like, no. It affected mom.
I thought you said it affected.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because like, think about it. All that attention that she was getting now is being like geared towards a child, pretty much predominantly. And I ain't gonna lie, like I love my daughter. So it was
as
like,
you should.
right?
Yeah.
But I failed at showing that love for both of them. See what I'm saying? And then we were going through things too, so some of it was also like just the rockiness of the relationship.
Yeah,
you know what
life,
I'm saying?
just life.
Right?
You-
Because we were young.
I'm dealing with that now because like my son don't understand the fact of the new baby. So he used to being daddy man. Like I'm talking about like he like.
No, you're good.
So he don't understand like Kai, the baby crying. Kai, I gotta get your sister. Like I'm trying to teach him like be a nice big brother. Like
Facts.
he don't understand that shit. He like nah, pick me up. Like
Yeah.
so that shit is something I'm dealing with that. Like
How
cause
old
they
is your
so.
son?
My son is 18 months, 19
okay.
months, and then my daughter is 3 months.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you know
so
what I'm saying.
that's
So
tough.
he's sitting there like, he used to being a baby. I'm talking about like he don't even like if my mother call on FaceTime, she want to see the baby. He'll let her see it for a little bit. He like, nah, give me the phone. He'll take the phone and run.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like for real, every time.
And that's what
And
happens.
it's kind of like hard. It's like, damn, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying?
So I went through that too, even at my big age gap, right? Like my son was 12, my daughter was like, just being born, you know? And that was part of the reason why I didn't have another kid. I was really scared, you know? I was like, what if I don't, and I hate to say it like this, but what if I don't love him the same? Or like, what if I don't love this
That's
kid
real.
as
That's
much
real.
as I love
That's
my
real.
kid? You know?
That's real.
Like, I don't know if I would be okay to balance that love. Like, I don't know how I would do that. Because think about it. When you have your kid, you give them everything, right? It takes time to replenish that.
Right.
So if I'm not even everything again, how can I give everything to another person?
I
You
agree.
feel me?
I agree with that.
So it was like really just, but I had her and she came right when I needed her, right? Because again, I think I had got really complacent. So with my son, I'm sorry, I got us completely off track.
Oh, you're fine.
But with my
You do
son,
that.
I had him, I needed to grow up, right? Because I was still being very passive in life. I wasn't being active in it. I was just kind of letting life happen to me versus like taking charge of it. So my son made me realize, like, girl, come on, take the charge. Like, get into here. You got this. Because who else was going to?
Right.
I could count on people to do these things, but if they don't owe me nothing. At the end of the day, it's me. I'm the one who had this
for
kid,
real.
so I have to get it together. And then my daughter came because I think I had got really comfortable. I got very complacent, right? Like I was satisfied with what I had. I started at my job, and it was like an entry-level position, but I was just thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything after
Got
that,
you.
right? Like I was just coasting.
Yeah.
But she was like, "No, come on, we need more." Like, because we said God, right? So God said bigger, more,
Nah, real
right?
shit.
You're not gonna do it on your own. Let me give you some influence.
Yeah,
Let me give
true.
you something
Yeah.
to gas you up and make you do that.
Okay.
So that's why I feel like they came at the same time. But I just kind of include my daughter in everything because now my
Yeah.
daughter is 4, so everything is about her. But
Yeah.
I show her how to give somebody else the light too. So just do that with your son, right?
Nah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Because
come
I've been
on.
trying to kind of doing that. Like, help me, you know what I'm saying? Do
Yeah.
this. Like, can you hand me her bottle? He help. He throw her
Yeah.
diaper away.
Yeah.
He assists, but it's like
Yeah.
he's a baby, so he
Yeah.
not really. He like pick me up, nigga.
Babies
Like
are selfish, bro.
that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
babies
He
are very
that's how
selfish.
he
They don't
looking
wanna-
like.
they
He
don't
telling
wanna
me like
share,
pick him
they
up.
don't
Like
wanna-
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't understand, you know, all they're thinking is my need.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
I need to fulfill that, and it's nature.
We're all
No.
like that.
Yeah,
you know,
for
even
sure.
now, I can't wait to get my own house, my own car, my own this. We want our own stuff. We don't want to share, right?
Yeah.
nah, for
Now
real.
we've been talking about the positives, you know, about having kids young. What are some negatives that y'all have dealt with? Because I know this is why people are here. Also, is the negatives, and because remember, we do want to send a message to you know, our youth, to maybe, you know, probably a good idea to wait a little bit.
Oh, most definitely. a good idea.
You know, you said something earlier that was like spot on. This lady I used to know, Doreen, I used to work with her going to Williamsburg. She said to me that no matter how you prepare to have a kid, you'll never be ready
Exactly.
because you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't know. How do you know? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like people, like I've heard people say, yeah, I want kids that have, you know, this color, you know, these color eyes, these, you know, I'm like, look, I just want a kid to have 10 toes.
Right.
A healthy
Right,
behavior,
right,
bro.
No,
Yeah.
2 eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Teeth, like not teeth, but you know, like
Everything.
yeah, everything normal.
Right.
You know, we'll worry about the other stuff later.
Exactly.
But I've also seen like the negative sides where
Oh, yeah.
people use children. It's almost like they think of the child as like, I don't know, like
A pawn.
yeah, like they're not real people.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many people do you know don't talk to their mothers or their fathers?
Lots.
You know what I'm
Lots.
saying? And we will repeat the same thing that we see parents do to other kids or kids do to parents, and you know it's like, well, it's not gonna happen to me, or you just don't think about it.
Yeah.
So true. And I'm realizing that too. Like so true.
Okay.
So true. So, you know, I didn't have like the most ideal upbringing. My mom did the best that she could, but she was still fighting her own battles, right? I'll say that. So, you know, I definitely had times where I didn't get to talk to my mom. I didn't get to see my mom, you know, lots of different reasons, lots of different things, right? So my grandparents predominantly raised me.
Okay.
And so, you know, with my son, I tried to be the opposite of that.
Okay.
Because whatever we lack, we give to our kids abundantly,
for
right?
Sure, for sure.
But having my kid at that young age, it taught me, like, I don't know everything. You know that saying? People say, babies, having babies. Oh, my God. I was so mad to say, like, that was right. That was so true. I was
Yeah.
so offended when people would say that, but it was so true. I was
Yeah.
like, I am a baby.
Yeah.
I'm just a baby. Like, I don't even know what insurance is, and I got to figure it out for this
Yeah,
kid.
right,
What you
right.
mean?
I mean, you legit gotta. We went at adulthood running, is what people say. Like you just put your damn cleats on and was just bolting at adulthood.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I was in it.
Facts.
Nah, that's real.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times because of that, like, and I hate to drag the court system into it, but you got to.
You do.
Because nowadays, like we had talked about earlier, where kids are being kind of used to, like, it's almost like people use kids to hurt the other person too.
Almost definitely.
And it's like, you know, guys, girls, they both do it. It's not
Everybody.
just one.
They all do.
You know
We
what I'm
all
saying?
people.
But like, if I feel like, and I could be wrong about this, but I feel like it plays our community like very heavily, bro.
That's
like,
the design.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah, it is. A
so you
design.
think
You
this
know?
is design?
I
So why is? Because bro, there are times when I see judges like they're doing certain things like I don't understand. Like, you know, like let's say you have a father, and I'm this is gonna be for the men. You have a father that has a completely better situation, and the judge will let the child stay in a situation that's not ideal for the child's upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see cases like that like all over the place, where, you know, father's been in the child's life, but for some reason, you know, the mom, who's not, like, you know, maybe not financially stable, there's nothing mentally going on there, but it's like, you know, the child would be more structured and more stable with the father, but they'll still keep the child with the mother.
I think because a lot of times the women just be more advanced with knowing what to do in those situations, so they kind of beat the father.
That's an assumption.
I said I think in most occasions.
Not you. I think that's the assumption that they make.
No, I'm talking about. I think that's why it happens. And the guys that like, cause you was somebody that did it, and I know another person that did it. But majority of the fellas think like it's automatically gonna go to the woman, or the woman. Like a lot of dudes out of ignorance. They believe that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so if you know, like, nah, bro, you got the same right she got. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like me at my age, I know that.
Yeah.
Me at 19, 18, I might not have knew that.
No, but
Right.
but
You
I'm
get what
talking
I'm
about
saying?
people who actually tried and failed.
There are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying like they don't know the steps. Like they don't know like you can beat her to the punch. They don't know like that it's y'all both have the 50 right. So if you don't know that and she already get the jump on you, now you fighting back.
Well, but there are cases too
Yeah.
where they do know that.
I mean, if you do that
And they
sometimes,
do go through.
yeah.
And they still get like this. The system is like.
I'm talking about
we'd
on
rather-
the.
There are, because the design is, and I really don't be trying to get political or anything,
Yeah.
but the design is to take the two-parent household out of the world. Like, that's not profitable for anybody, right?
Yeah.
Because if I'm a single mom and I got both of my kids, then I'm more likely to get approved for the financial assistance. For,
The
you know,
government,
yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So if
Huh.
I am getting all of these benefits, I don't need that. Right? That's what the system is trying to do.
And-
the system
and-
is designed to replace that substantial
For
partner.
sure. And when you do that, you also put the kid more at risk to get in trouble. So it's a whole combination of all that shit. So like
Yeah, but that was something that was introduced when welfare came around in like what the 60s or something.
Yeah, whenever it was-
70s? I don't
yeah.
remember the date.
Yeah.
But don't you think that with all the evidence that we've seen, we should kind of be able to make that a like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
if you educated and you know better, but everybody don't know better.
yeah, because I see people
People don't want to learn
people
better.
still do the same shit now
For sure.
that their parents did.
For
Or
sure.
their older sister or brother did. And they're doing this. It's like, bro, like, and the child, you can look at the child and see that the child is suffering because of these decisions that you're making.
Yeah.
But what
And
did
you're
they
still
say?
doing it anyway.
Yeah.
What do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But
If
it
your
is broke.
parents- for you, because you know better.
Oh, okay.
If you know better, you do
that's
better.
what-
Exactly. Hell yeah.
So on one of my trainings,
Yeah.
Good point, God.
Yeah.
Wow.
on one of my trainings, it says there's two things you can be. You can either be consciously ignorant or unconsciously ignorant, right? So if you're unconsciously ignorant, you don't know what you don't know. Right?
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to go fly a plane today, I wouldn't know how to
How
do
to,
that.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like I know don't crash it, obviously.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the right thing.
right.
But how do I not crash it?
Yeah, true.
You
So
don't
that's
know
the
what
whole
gear
thing
to
with
put that
life, too.
motherfucker in. How
You know?
to.
But then if you know there's more out there, like if I go to fly a plane, hopefully I'll read the book and study. Like, okay, this is how you do it. That's being,
Yeah.
not ignorant.
Right,
Right? But
right.
if I'm just like, nah, forget it. It can't be that hard. Then I'm consciously ignorant. See what I'm saying?
Now the question I have is, what's the percentage of people who are consciously or unconsciously ignorant? Because there are people who know better but still do it anyway.
Because it works. Why do they have to change something that works? Why would you change something that works? Like, I remember in high school, I had a friend, and his kid's mom was, like, horrible to her.
Okay.
To him. He couldn't get his daughter. I'm like, you could get her. Like, just because it doesn't matter. You can still stand up.
Yeah.
Not many people are going to do it. A lot of people choose the path of least resistance.
Would you
That
say
is
more
true.
people
That
are?
is true.
Would you say more people are ignorant too? Like they don't know what to do, far as like what steps to go. I
Yeah.
believe a lot of people
Oh,
just
most
don't know. Like I'm
definitely.
dealing,
So that's the
I'm
unconscious
I'm dealing with people that I know, and I'm telling like, bro, you can get your kid from that
Yeah.
situation, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, man, yeah, but I don't like they like you
Some
can
people
you can.
think it's costly.
It's hard. Not they just think they don't know where to start. They don't have
Yeah.
nobody that's telling them like
Yeah.
you can
That's
do it.
the-
Even
Well, a
if
lot
you
of people
telling them,
think you got to go get a lawyer and
E-
pay all this money
For
and all this
sure.
stuff too, and they don't realize that you can actually represent yourself.
yeah.
If you just know what to say and study the actual
Yeah.
procedures.
You don't
and
even
the
have to study.
rules.
If you just stand on business and be about your stuff, you
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
But there's, again, all it takes is one person, right? So if you got one person who went through that shit, they fought, they did everything that they had to do, and they didn't get it, oh no, it's not even worth it. Like I'm closed off to any other things because this is the worst thing that can happen, and it happened. Why is it going to be any different for me? This person does everything they're supposed to do. Why is it going to happen to me?
Yeah, yeah.
And we already feel that shame, like just organically, just because, like, why do I even have to go through this? So that shame gets overpowered by confirmation. but it's not of every scenario or every situation. It's just that one.
Do you believe it's systematic? Do you believe it's set up and designed that way?
Most definitely.
Well, I feel like it was sowed. It was a seed that was sowed, or is it sown? Seed that was sown. Which one of the?
I don't know, bro. You
both of them probably work. I think both of them might work. But and obviously it's turned into this huge tree, and we're just not chopping it down.
For sure,
we're letting the tree continue to grow branches, and it's just spreading and spreading. But I honestly believe that we could do better. I really do.
Most definitely.
Like, I think we could, because when I look at other communities and I look at ours, and I'm like, bro, we're on all these like government benefits. Like, anytime, bro, there's certain times when I think about something. Oh, go for it. There's certain times I think about something. I'm like, yo, we need to. Let's do this, let's do that. A lot of times when people, there are government programs that you can use. I don't damn the government program. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I just want us to get together and do something.
But that's not going to happen because it takes too much planning, right?
And I want to know, like, why you thought it won't, like, she ain't never explained why she felt like it was systematic too, like, because like that shit, yeah, pretty much. Why you feel like it was systematically set up? So I was like,
all right, look at it like this, because it's in the literature, right?
Yeah.
So you get more benefits if you're head of household, right?
Yeah.
You get more benefits if you have dependents,
yeah,
right? So that's why they always have them jokes. Oh, the guys is out. It's tax season. You know what I'm saying? Like, they cuddling up with all the girls with kids, because if you have more kids, you get more money, right?
For sure.
If you file married, that's not the same
You're not
case.
gonna get the same, yeah.
Right? So that's one of those things. And then anytime you apply for anything financial, they ask you about your household, right? How many people are in your household? How much money do you make? It's a certain criteria for one parent. It's a certain criteria for two parents, right? The preschool application I just filled out for my daughter, it said, how many people live in your house?
Yeah.
How many people work? Is the dad there?
Yeah.
Is the dad, like, why is that a question?
Damn.
Why is that a question? But because so many things are funded federally, they have a certain criteria they have to meet. All right. So the way that the preschools are now, I just learned this. But the way that the preschools are now is if you're in need, which I would be considered in need because my daughter's dad is not there.
Okay.
I'll be first.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Got you.
Because one of my coworkers said a long time ago, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Right? It's so easy. And my mom, she, like, for better or worse, she taught me how to manipulate the system. Right? Now when you call the electric people, you don't even get to talk to nobody. Like, oh my God, I get paid next week.
Yeah.
No, it's just, this is the system. We can do this, we can do that. They're taking that personal element out so they can keep those rules sufficient.
Got you.
Right?
Got you.
So if that's the case, why would they not do a system that works? Right? The more people who think about it, right? So if I'm when I play, and then back to your point about the kids, right? So I have I had my son at 15.
Yeah.
My son's dad was like only 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
So nothing crazy, right? But I turned 16, he turned 18. For me to get any benefits, I would have had to file a sexual charge for him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because of the age gap, right? Because of the difference.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even get anything.
Even though y'all won't mess with each other, why he was
matter.
it didn't matter?
Doesn't
That's
matter.
crazy.
He's 18, I'm not.
That's
crazy, right?
Yeah, that's
so,
looking at.
That's some old rule that needs to change.
It is, but it's not.
She's saying
right?
that's a rule.
And then so like now, okay, if I'm single, if I don't have kids, or if I have my kids, you have to pay child support, right? If you don't pay child support, what happens?
Jail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what happens when you go to jail?
Oh yeah, you lose everything.
The prisons make money.
Oh yeah, that too.
Right? So you see how it's a cycle that just keeps going? So the system is here to grease the wheels.
But then all that creates too is other kids that's going to be in the system, because we talk about this up here.
Yeah.
Without your dad, without your father, then more than likely you're not going to be as obedient to the system. You're not going to be as structured.
That's the
point.
That's the plan.
No, I'm agreeing.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
So it's like it's keeping the system fed. If what you're saying, and it's hard to argue against that. It really is. And me, bro, I be arguing against that. But it's hard to argue against that. She articulated that so damn well.
I mean, and she can articulate it better. And it's like, I lived it. You get what I'm saying? So when you lived it, it's like you see that shit and you be like, damn, it's crazy. So it's like I see my baby brother, like my baby brother's 17, so I'm looking at her like, damn, like he a good kid though. So like I don't see him getting in trouble or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the system, he'll be the anomaly out of us because all us been in prison, all us been whatever, you know what I'm saying? But he the anomaly, so like I'm rooting for him. Like my bro, he gonna be good. He ain't gonna get in no trouble. But like I'm just saying, like they designed it. They want him to get in trouble too.
They do.
That's like how they looking at it. You get what I'm saying? Like
They do.
and that's part of they.
You know,
You know?
funny you say that. One of my cousins in New York, big up Terrell. He was born. Terrell was born in Jamaica, but grew up here, or he was born here, Jamaican parents. Anyway, New York guy, very New York, Queens, very like you talking to somebody from New York.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, like I went up there for my one of my close friends that passed away, and I went to his funeral. And thank you. And I got with Terrell, and Terrell was like, man, like Pete, you're what America wants black men to be, bro. He said that to me, and I was like, you know, I actually don't agree with that.
Nah, you ain't what they want him to be.
Not at all.
You the anomaly.
Yeah.
I'm what they want to be.
You're what black America wants you to be.
What? There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like what your brother is doing, bro,
Yeah.
is what we should all aspire to be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like when he said that, it just hit me, bro, and I never forgot that he said that to me. I was like why? The fact that he had to say that means he realized something about my behavior that's so different from what the norm is, that it brought that to his brain, which it shouldn't be. We should all aspire. You know what I'm saying? We should all read. We should all, you know what I'm saying, try to be good parents. We should all try to be good people in the community. Like,
but the thing about the thing about it is what we should and what we are is a difference. It's two different things.
Right.
So you're right. What you saying, like we should be that, but that ain't what it is, bro. You get what I'm saying?
But we gotta also recognize what it should be in order for us to get there.
I recognize it, and that's why I
write down a goal.
That is what's in front of us too, though. Right?
Okay.
So think about like. And I was watching TV today, right? So Power, Raising Katie.
Okay. I haven't seen it, but I know the show. The show.
But there's like that's what we're seeing, right? We're seeing people who've made it tell their stories, right? But along with telling their stories, they're telling all the things they've been through. So if they've been through it, they can get through it. I can get through it.
Yeah.
I could do this. I can sell drugs. I could do whatever I need to do. I don't sell drugs, by the way. But you know, I could if I wanted to, and I'll make money and I'll get this. As long as I don't do this, there's always somebody looking for a shortcut, right?
Okay.
And so shortcuts are publicized. Right? That's all we hear about. That's all we see. We're going to do it. We're going to take it. How many times you've been walking down the sidewalk and you see a little path that somebody just stepped over? That one step did not save you no time. But you cut through it. Like, and so many people cut through it that it's bared through the ground.
So, you know, it's...
That's real.
That
shit real. Yeah, she make.
Bro.
It don't take no steps.
Nah, she good. But you know what? Old folks back home said used to have this saying, the long road draws sweat, the short road draws blood.
Most definitely.
That's something old folks used to always tell us. And
most definitely.
What you just said, see, because I learned that it combats what you just said. So when I hear that, I'm like, old folks told me, you know what I'm saying? So those, and that's why it's so important to have people in your life that you listen to, even if it's not your parents. It's somebody you have respect for. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, when you just said it, just clicked. I was like, well, yeah, you're not supposed to take shortcuts because, you know, it draws blood. Yeah. And obviously, it's not physically, it doesn't have to be physical blood, but usually anything short is like short-lived. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's
easy come, easy
come. And that's where, because like you telling that's why I say we got to be big on helping these kids in the community, because like they'll take it from you. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for them to take it from a woman. So if your mother is all you got and she telling you that, you be like, bro, I remember I won't listen to my woman, bro. Once I got a certain age, just like, I ain't really listening to my woman. And it's like, I take them shortcuts, and it took me and for all the 100 shit I got away with, the one shit that set me down. You feel me? Like set me down to the point where I'm like, there's no getting out there shit. Like I'm set down, but it's like that's what happens with a lot of us. Yeah. We don't have that. We don't have that. Nobody that's standing over you. Like the people that you think supposed to be, they leading you the wrong shit. They showing you the shit. They showing you the
shortcuts. The shit that she's.
I mean, they just showing you. That's your reality. Yeah, but it's sad. It's sad. But it's all been passed down. It ain't like they don't know no better. They just showing you what the fuck. So it's like these are the only examples you getting. You get what I'm saying? And you might get a few good examples, but these these bad examples look good as a motherfucker. That's the nigga
But
driving the
it's
Benz. He got. It ain't even that it's easy because it's not. I'm not gonna say it's easy.
It's
It
not.
just look. It
not.
hell nah. When people say the streets, that ain't nothing easy.
No,
but
People want to be
What
the
I
hero.
see-
Everybody has
no.
a hero complex. So he's right. He's very right with that, right?
Okay.
So people are going to be the hero the best way they know how.
Okay.
Right?
Exactly.
So if I might not be able to be the person to show you how to get into school, but I know the best lawyer to get you out of trouble. You feel me? Right? So like I can't give you the money, but I can teach you the game. You can do that yourself, right? I'm gonna give you this. So if that's all that you have, that's all that they can give. You're looking at it for love because, like you said, it might not be a malicious intent. They might just be looking out for you. You know, you might have like a big homie and somebody in your neighborhood.
For sure.
They don't have no money, but they got so much love for you. They're gonna give you the sauce.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything I got, bro, came from somebody, bro.
Yeah.
That made me go the way I went. Like I ain't know nothing about that shit. I just wanted to play basketball, bro.
Right,
like
right,
so,
Yeah.
when it came to pistols, when it came to hitting
So
licks,
in a
when
way-
it came to selling drugs, anything that I
In a
ever,
way, they corrupted you.
I
man.
ever.
Unintentionally.
Yeah, unintentionally.
In
That's
a
what
way,
she. That's what she's saying because it's like
like,
somebody.
yeah.
But listen, just the thing we're saying, it was passed down. They didn't do this shit with ill intent. They tell you like, look, young blood,
That's
this
what
how
I was taught.
this how I came up. You know what I'm saying? This how I got my money. This you see that motherfucking I got 2-3 cars out there all on phone. You see this how I got. You see that bad girl I got. This how I got all that. So they doing it. They not doing it like with malicious intent. You gotta grow up and
That's
go
all
through
the
the
love
and
they
go
got.
through the fire and then learn and then you like damn that shit burnt me. That's what I'm learning.
So
Like
let me
this shit
relate
got
this
me.
back to
No,
your
I'm with
culture.
This shit got me scars,
But
bro.
let me relate this back to your culture, right?
Okay.
It's rude to go to your family's house and not eat the food that they serve you.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Okay. All of the food they cook you is not good for you. It's not always healthy for
Oh,
you.
for sure.
they put a lot of seasonings,
Oh yeah, a lot
this,
of
a lot of
oils
that.
and all that.
But
yeah.
you're gonna eat that food because they made it with what?
Love.
Right?
Right.
Same thing.
Do I agree with that? That's a good
she
analogy.
She dropping that shit, but I can't
No,
drop it like that. She dropping that shit. Yeah.
But that's the same thing, right?
No,
like
I
that's
agree.
love.
I agree
It's
with
the
you.
best
trying
I
to
know, so I'm
see.
gonna give it to you.
I'm trying to see. Yeah. Man. I mean, that's tough to come.
So you're
Look,
doing
Pete,
it.
I
If
know
she
you
want
ain't-
ice cream. If she want ice cream all the time, are you gonna show her the Dairy Queen app where you can get a free one every 7th cone?
I see what you're saying.
All right, so it's free. Like we always see the good side. So people who see the good side, who show us love, they see the good side. So they're giving us the good side. Because my mom is good at that.
Yeah.
My mom, I can call her if I'm in a pinch. If something's going wrong, I can call her. She's about to get me out of that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
but I
yeah.
can't necessarily call her like, Mom, look, this is what I'm going through at work. Da da da. She doesn't know how to show up for me in that way, and I had to learn that with help. With
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
But I had to learn that, right?
Yeah.
Like she showed up for me how she can. That's why if I call her, I'm in a pinch. She was there.
Yeah,
You
true,
know what I'm
true,
saying?
true,
She was
true,
there
true,
literally
true,
like
true,
10 minutes
true.
ago.
Yeah.
Hey mom, I'm on my way. Like no
Yeah,
questions,
yeah.
you know? But mom, I don't know where to go for this. I don't know, Ash. Like I
Yeah,
can't help you,
yeah,
you know?
right.
They show up how they can. So people give us their whole selves, whether it's how we see it, whether it's how we want it, that's what they give us.
Rest in peace to my dad. It's a perfect example, right? I'm like 14, 15 maybe. I'm bagging my marijuana up.
I'm so sorry.
He come in the, you good, y'all. He come in the, he see me with it. He see me bagging my marijuana. Matter of fact, he see me and my brother bagging my marijuana up. He come in that bitch and put the gun on us. He playing though. He put the pistol on us, like. So I'm telling you, like, he put the beam on us, like, oh y'all little niggas think y'all husband. Give me that shit. Then he like, nah, I'm fucking with y'all. Look, goddamn, I'm gonna buy something for you. I'm gonna buy something for you. That shit corrupted the fuck out of me, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
But listen, he ain't do it. It's fucked up, like to a normal motherfucker. You looking like, why the fuck would your daddy do that? But it's all my daddy knew.
That's it.
You get
My
what I'm
dad,
saying?
yeah.
My daddy went to like that's all he knew. His mama had.
Don't believe that, Mel.
You ain't gotta believe it. I'm telling you.
believe that,
I'm
bro.
telling you this all. I'm telling you this all he knew.
believe that.
You ain't gotta believe it. I don't care what you believe. Listen.
let me show
You
you
ain't
let me show
got.
you a current example.
You ain't gotta believe it. I'm telling you what it is.
Well,
My
I
daddy
mean-
died in prison.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'm a-
and I get that.
Yeah, I'm
I
telling
get
you,
that,
yeah.
But
Let
I
me show you.
don't think that's all he believed. You know, the reason why is because, bro, we're not animals that work off instincts, bro. We are above.
Are we
like,
not?
No.
How are we not?
Okay.
When you're hungry, what do you do?
As far as no. We do have instinctive behavior,
Right.
but we're also above that because we know right from wrong.
It don't matter, bro. If you get in a situation, did you see that dude that daughter? Did you just see that? Did you just see that dude where his daughter was dying, and he was like, the only way he could save her was by getting money, so he started robbing banks. So a motherfucker look at him like,
Okay,
man,
let me ask you a
hold on,
question. How
hold
many
on,
banks he
hold
robbed?
on. It don't matter. Let me finish
Okay.
what I'm telling you.
Okay.
He would tell you a motherfucker be like, oh, I don't give a fuck what he did. He shouldn't rob no banks, bro. I would rob a bank if you telling me the only way I had to get this money was by robbing the bank to get my daughter. I do every
I
time.
would do that too. But how many banks did he rob?
It don't matter,
So
bro.
what's
The point
Let me
is,
tell
did he
you
become an
something,
habitual?
no.
bank
Listen, what
robber?
I'm telling you, bro. He robbed a bank and got locked up, bro.
It don't
So he
matter.
did it once.
Yes,
He
and
got
now
locked
it
up.
doesn't.
That's all it takes.
Just all it takes. So
Yeah.
when he go in front of them people, they're gonna just say he's a bank robber. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be people that's trying to say, look, this was in the news. This shit just happened. It's gonna be somebody that's saying like, nah, only reason he did this. Them people not trying to hear that. You get what I'm saying?
No. The judge might have leniency.
No, he fucking not, bro.
So you telling me they're gonna throw
No,
the
he's
book
not,
at him
bro.
for the
No,
first
he's not,
time?
bro.
Look,
No,
he's
he's
another
not,
one,
bro.
'cause I just had
No,
this
he's not,
discussion
bro.
with my
Well,
friend
you're
earlier.
saying they're gonna throw
No,
the
he's
book
not,
at him
bro.
for
Yeah.
the first case.
No, he not,
the first
bro.
robbery he did, they're gonna throw the book at him.
Yes,
What you
it
mean
has
they
to
throw the
say
book
I'm
on?
asking.
What you mean?
He
Whatever their
can't
guidelines
I'm
are,
asking.
whatever the guidelines are, he's gonna go. He's going to prison. He's gonna have a felony. His kids gonna go wherever they go. Like his
Yeah.
daughter's gonna die. She's not gonna have the money unless somebody got them do a GoFundMe. Yes,
Well, more than likely she's gonna get put in a home. She's not gonna
she is
die. She's
sick,
gonna
bro. That's
yeah,
why he went and hit the lick,
Right,
bro.
but
He
now
exhausted
they're
every
gonna be
possible-
Now she's
taking care
going
of
to
her.
she's gonna go to the system, bro.
Right, which the system is.
No, the system don't take care
You're
of
saying
you,
the
bro.
system don't have doctors?
They don't have money.
Bro,
Who's
no,
funding the
bro.
system?
Not for cancer and stuff. Like she has a terminal illness, bro. That the reason he went to
Well, you didn't say she had a terminal
That's what
illness.
I-
You
It
didn't say
doesn't
she had
matter, though.
cancer.
Because
you said something was wrong with her daughter. He
well, I
needed
meant to
money.
tell you she had cancer, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
she had
system
cancer.
doesn't care, though, either way.
That's what I'm telling you.
They don't care.
That's what I meant to tell you. She had cancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
So
if I
he was
didn't?
doing that
If I
because
didn't,
he was trying to get
he was doing it because he needed the money for
To
never
rob.
did no crime and none of that before. You know what I'm
Have you
saying?
seen the movie John Q? With
John
Denzel
Q.
Washington?
John Q. No, I don't.
Oh my
Where's
God,
Dad?
you need to
Yeah.
watch that movie because that's real life. You have a daughter now, so
Yeah.
you know that is your heart literally outside of your body.
Yeah, no,
you
look.
would do. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
You would do any and everything for her, right?
Okay.
So that's the case with everybody, right?
Yeah.
So I just seen in the news. Me and my friend was actually just having this conversation earlier. He said it's this lady. She's 52 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was driving drunk on Hampton. She just left the club. She don't never even do this. She don't even go out. None of that stuff. She killed somebody. Hit and killed somebody. She going to jail for manslaughter. And I was having that same conversation. I was like, well, if she don't have no trouble, she has a good job, they might give her leniency. He was like, she killed somebody. I was
Yeah.
like, you're right.
She
Right,
did.
right.
Yeah, she did kill somebody.
She did. Whether it was an accident, whether it was the first time,
Right,
the last time,
right,
it doesn't
right.
matter. There's a standard that has to be upheld, right?
Mhm.
Because if not, everybody.
Well,
will
no,
still-
there's a range. No, that's a fact.
Yeah,
I'm not
there
asking.
is.
There's a
but
range.
even
There's
with the
a
bank robberies, though, right? There's
a
that's the
range for
same
that
thing.
too.
No,
You gonna get abduction. You gonna get use of a firearm. You gonna get all these. This is use of a firearm. A mandatory maximum 5 years.
Mandatory.
Use a mandatory
Like
maximum
that.
for the robbery. You getting one to life. I mean, you get whatever fat to life. I don't know the exact
All right, let me ask you a question.
terminology,
Let me
bro.
ask you a
Yeah,
question.
7
For your
years now for a
situation.
mandatory
I
firearm.
don't know. You
Let
said
me
for the
ask-
firearms?
Yeah,
I got one. It was fat. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask
My
you.
son's
Let me
dad
ask
got
you a
one for
question.
7.
Yeah.
For,
You said a 7 for the firearm? Yeah,
Let me
I
ask
can
you a
go for
question
that.
for your situation. Do you feel like, you know, because we've talked about here that you went away for 10 years.
For sure.
Do you feel like they could have given you more time? If they really wanted
They
to?
could have gave me more. They could have gave me less. It was
Most
up to them.
definitely.
I was
Right.
at the thing about the
So
situation
do
is
you feel like the judge, like, do you feel like there was any leniency thrown towards you?
nah, bro. They gave me they went over my guidelines, bro. They won't
No,
even
I'm
trying
asking,
to.
I'm asking.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I'm
but
telling you my story. They
leniency
won't
is
even.
essentially
They went over my guidelines. They won't trying to hear nothing I said. I brought character witnesses. I brought everything that they won't trying to hear none of that. That judge was sitting there. My people was talking. We had a politician speaking. We had a delegate. Rest in peace, Dr. Christian. Thank you for coming out and doing that for me. They didn't. He won't trying to hear none of that shit, bro. My guideline was 8 years, bro. They gave me 10 years, bro.
Oh, okay.
They gave me 48 years, suspended
So he
all
gave
that shit.
He gave you more
God
time
bless.
than.
Yeah, I just told you he gave me 48 years and suspended.
Wait, 48.
48 years, bro. I still got that time over my head. He gave me 48 years and suspended 38. My guidelines was 8 years. He could have said, bro, I'm gonna give you 5 years, stay out of trouble. I was 19, bro.
Yeah.
I was a baby, bro.
Yeah.
He gave me
That's
48
amazing.
years,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He gave me 10 years. He gave me 48 years. He suspended all of them and left 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question with all of these things that we're saying. Do you feel like the system is designed for the greater good of all?
No.
Do you feel like the system is
I
designed
don't
for the
wanna-
greater good of any?
Of any? I think the system is just okay. What do I think about the system?
So let me ask this question a better way. When they sit down and design like the rules and the regulations, right? What do you think was on their mind? Money, people, feelings.
Money.
We want feelings. Feelings, I would say, is probably last. If you were to ask me 1 to 3, I would say money is number 1. I would say people's 2, feelings 3.
Right, right. And so I say that because the word leniency is said so lightly, right? Like, that's not leniency. So think about your daughter. She asks you, Daddy, can I please stay up till like 1 o'clock? No, honey, but you can stay up till 10. Bedtime's at 9. You can stay up till 10.
Yeah.
That's leniency.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be in bed at 9, right? You could have said, yeah, you can stay up till 2. You don't have any reason not to. You could have said she can stay up till 12. So that's the perspective of leniency, right? So even though they were being lenient by suspending all of those years, that's still not leniency, because even if it is 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, you're still away from your family. Like, your whole life is uprooted for 7
but now you're
years.
looking at it from a perspective of feelings. And
That ain't-
I can't
that-
look at it
Mentality.
like that.
She ain't looking at it from
I can't
feelings.
look at
She
it
looking at it
So
from.
look
She
at it.
looking at it from what
Bro,
your
if I go out here and I kill somebody,
you good though.
I should get the time.
Listen what she's telling. Listen,
If I go out here and I commit murder,
what
if I
she.
go out here and I commit
Listen what
robbery,
she's telling you. A robbery.
I
Listen.
should get the time. That
Listen
I get,
what
and I'm
she-
not looking for like. I'm not
Listen what
looking
she.
for
Listen what she.
leniency,
Listen what she's
so to
telling you.
speak.
Because listen, bro, I'm gonna tell you an example. I went to prison with a white boy that had way more charges than me, and that motherfucker got a year. I'm in the jail where he got a year and got like 90 something years over his head. He had way more charges than me. So that's what we speak when we say it's systematic. So when you say I'm not
I
looking
don't know
for,
if she put race in it. You're putting race.
I'm
in
putting
it.
I'm putting reality in it. Whether you want to put race, whatever you want to put it, I'm telling you what the fuck went on. I'm telling you what I seen. I'm
Yeah.
telling you when this month I seen how many charges he had. Like, what? I only had, I ain't had half of that. And they gave that motherfucker. They said, look, bro, you walking out here today. You get to go. That motherfucker went to. He got to go home, bro. I ain't get to go home, bro. I ain't get to go. I went in that motherfucking. I went and laid on that rack forever.
He not wrong.
You know what I'm saying? For 9 years.
Again, I ain't
No,
trying
no,
to be
no,
too
we-
political,
like, if-
but he not wrong, because
No,
when my
go ahead.
son's dad went to trial, I was in there. They say court starts
is
at
that
10
why
o'clock.
he's not in?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Well,
I was gonna
I don't know if
gonna
that's
get
all
back
of it.
there.
That's not for me to decide, but you know,
Okay.
whatever. So, well, actually, this is part of this conversation,
Yeah, it
right?
is. Yeah, I
So-
actually wanted to get there.
Yeah, so this is
Yeah.
part of that conversation. So my son's dad has been in the system since he was like 15, 16 years old,
Okay.
right? Grew up, no dad in the picture. He's a great guy, whatever. He's doing everything that he can, going to school, all that good stuff, right? Okay, boom. Life hits. Okay, whatever, you know. He's brought up in an area that's a hot zone, a red zone, like number one red zone in Newport News, Virginia, whatever you want to call it, Williamsburg, whatever. So he gets arrested. So he goes to jail. He has all of those charges. He's in jail for maybe 2 years. All right, cool. But when you're a minor, you don't go to prison. You
Yeah.
don't go to penitentiary
Yeah,
level,
right.
right? It's a system. It's a ploy. It's a ploy, right? So before 17, now I don't know, because now it's like charge specific. But before 17, you're put into a juvenile detention.
Okay.
That's not real jail.
Yeah.
Right? So that's like comparing elementary school to college. You feel me? So when you're in that juvenile system, oh, this is easy. I still get to do this. I still get to do that. Right? Okay, boom. Blah, 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 blah. He came back. He's there. He goes back into another jail, City Farm. Okay? My dad was in that jail. So City Farm is like a vacation home. I remember going to see my dad. He was like, yeah, you heard this new song? I'm like, dang, Dad, how you in jail? You know the latest drops. I haven't even heard this. You know? It's people in there that got newest kicks because they're still plugged into society.
Yeah.
They still have access. They have limited access, but they still have access. Right?
Right.
Okay, boom. So then he comes home, blah, blah, blah. He goes back. He goes to prison for 11 years. Guess what? That is 11 years that you are under mandatory supervision. That is 11 years. You can't go to the outside just because you feel like it. I got a friend who, you know, came home. He said, man, when I got out, like feeling the wind on my skin was a blessing. What?
Yeah.
You know, those are things we take for granted every
Right.
single day.
Right,
So the
for
system is designed to mold you, right? Because it takes 21 days to break a habit.
Right.
Okay, so if you're in there for a year, 3 years, you're conditioned. You're institutionalized. Like, there are certain people who don't know how to be out. You see somebody who get out of jail, they clean their you can see. You know what I'm saying? You can tell by their mannerisms, how they talk, like everything, right?
Yeah.
And that's a conversation that I have to have with my son now at this age. He's 15 years old. So I have to tell him as we're driving, hey, look, buddy, you know, I know you're driving, you're doing everything that you got to, but you got to really be on your stuff because they're going to look at you more. My son is black all the way. You feel me? He got an afro, all of that stuff. They're going to look at you. You make one wrong turn, you in the wrong area. They looking for you. Like,
Right.
what's going on?
Right.
Tell me that's not true. Because even though, you know, you have the right ideal, you have the right personality, you do the right things, tell me things aren't a little bit more challenging for you as a black male.
Are you asking me
Mm-hmm.
if it's more challenging for me as a
Yeah.
black male?
Yeah. You've never had assumptions made for you?
So, I don't operate with that mindset, because that mindset is, even if it's real, and I'm not saying it's not, even if that mindset is real, I don't operate off that mindset because it stops you. Like I think I look at it like it's a roadblock. If I operated on that with that mindset, I wouldn't like be confident and accomplishing some of the things I've already accomplished, because some of that stuff actually so, and we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
That stuff. So as a man, you know. Okay, so I wanted us to get here anyway, but so a man needs to be able to lead, right? You know, I know society tries to like have their own definition. Like every woman you talk to have their own definition what a man should be, right?
No, they should lead. That's their role, protect the
right.
provider.
But you know, everybody thinks differently when it comes to this for some reason nowadays. But you know, if you're Christian, if you're religious, if you're a conservative, if you're old school, you know, there are several like just practices that shows men need to be strong, need
Right.
to be leaders,
Right.
and to lead, you know, you're not supposed to be doubtful, you know, in your abilities to lead, right? So if I'm walking around as a 6'2", 200 plus pound man, and I'm thinking, man, because I'm black, this might happen, that might happen, it affects my leadership. That is 100%.
Who taught
me?
who taught you that though?
That's a perspective.
Who
thing.
hold on. What
I
made you
learned that through living.
You learned, but
Nobody
I'm talking about as your when you were 13, 14, 15,
My dad
your
never
dad
had
never
that
told you. Your dad
conversation,
never
because
told you.
we grew up in Jamaica,
Your dad
it
never
wasn't
told
like
you.
that then.
I'm talking about when you got to America. How old was you? When you
14.
came, you was 14.
Yeah.
So your dad never told you like hold your head. None of that. He never gave you no form of guidance. He never told you nothing like that to tell you to be like, look, son, they might do. He never gave you
Dad,
no jewel. He never gave you
As
no
far as
jewel.
what, being a black
Just
man,
anything, being a man in general. He never gave you any type of
I used
jewel.
to just watch him.
That's good enough.
He didn't have
but what
to
if
say
you?
it.
But what about the person that don't have nobody to watch?
Yeah, but that.
Hold on.
But that wasn't the question though.
But that's the
Okay,
question
so
I'm
you're
asking. That's the
another
question I'm asking you. I'm
Okay.
saying so you saying you just watched them, but I ain't had nobody to watch. So I'm saying like who the fuck who I'm supposed to watch? Cause I don't know that. So,
Yeah, but Mel, I'm gonna be real.
it's not a but.
I'm gonna be real, bro.
Keep it
I'm
100.
gonna be real.
Keep it 100.
I ain't just watch my dad. There were other people.
You ain't.
No,
Listen.
hold up. People that didn't like. It won't people that like I had a relationship with.
You
There were
clearly-
certain
you clearly-
situations where I saw people doing certain things when I was like, you know,
But you
I
clearly
like that. Even mistakes.
time out. Keep it.
Not just good stuff.
keep it
I'm
a
talking
buck.
about people who did dumb shit
Keep,
too.
I
what if I
understand
told
it, but
you-
you clearly just said
Let him on.
that
Yeah.
you watch your dad do that shit.
Yeah.
What about the person that don't have no fucking dad to
Yeah,
watch,
but-
bro?
right.
Ain't no but, bro.
So what if
it's
I
no,
told you
it's,
y'all are
it's
arguing
no,
the same
it's no
way?
but. No, listen, I'm not saying he can't over. I'm just asking you a simple question. I said you said you watch your dad.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, okay, you watch your dad. You said, boom, I shouldn't do this or I should whatever. You had that example. You had somebody that even if it was something as simple as you seen your dad get up and go to work. You seen that. What if you never see? What if you ain't had no man? What if you didn't see no man do that shit?
Then obviously you would have to have, you know, a stronger like you'd have to have a stronger core. That's just what it is.
So what if
That's
I
just
told
what
you-
it is. Like
But
I don't
it's
know what
not.
else to say.
Exactly.
It's not. It's
Like-
all perspective, though. It's all perspective.
Exactly.
Because both of you are arguing the same point. It's just perspective, right? So you're saying, so there's an unconscious bias that happens. We all do it. We're all guilty of it, right? Every last one of us. So we see somebody young with a kid. We're like, dang, I know they're going through it, right? We see somebody old with the kid. Like, oh my God, what in the world? Why did you have a kid at 65
Yeah,
years
yeah,
old? You
yeah.
about to die in like 15 years. It's like an unfair opinion,
Yeah,
but we
right,
all
right,
have
right.
it,
We all-
right?
yeah, it's true.
So it's an unconscious bias. So why use it as a crippling effect if you can use it as a superpower? Because being a teen mom, that was what fueled me. I'm like, dang, there's so many statistics saying I'm not going to graduate high school. There's so many statistics saying that this is not going to happen. That's
In
not
the
going to happen.
perfect world, sure, but it's not the perfect world.
No.
A lot of people, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, but it's all perspective. It's how you choose to use it, right? So it's all right. Boom. Your time.
well, if
goes
what
out.
you're saying is true, then we'd see a lot more successful black men, wouldn't we?
If they have the right perspective.
But so you see what I'm saying? So what she's saying, you understand what she's saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
a combination
But
of all this.
that's
So
not
what do you consider success? Because all right, boom, my mother had me at 16. My mother went to school, got her bachelor's degree, got her master's
Okay.
degree, got her bachelor's degree, got her master's degree. Her son went to prison for 10 years.
She did
No.
the best she could. That's
I ain't knocking. It ain't want her fault, but I'm just saying. So I'm saying, like, to people on the outside, you'll be like, damn, she for her to have a kid at 16, she was successful. But she still had a son that went to prison for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
her other two kids that were younger than me, that she had when I was 13, 12, whatever. You know what I'm saying? She was more mature. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're doing perfect. Kanaya.
So again, is that question based off of perspective?
It's all about perspective.
Because it's the perspective is, am I asking, is your mom successful or are you successful? Right?
My mother's
That's
successful.
the perspective, right?
Yeah.
So I could think that your mom is successful, but I could be like, dang, maybe her kid, he had a couple more bumps, but your mom is still successful. Your mom still did all of those things.
I look at
I'm not
I look
judging
at
your
me
mom.
like this. I look at my mama's situation like this. My mama did great. Like my
Yeah.
mama did great. Like I feel like I was just somebody that went against the grain. You get what I'm saying? And then she was young, so she didn't really know how to.
But again, it's
Well,
perspective.
I think
Perspective
you were.
is kind
I
of
think
inherent.
you were
Completely.
just, your personality was like a
Completely.
little more coarse
Completely.
than your siblings. I
No.
think that's what it is, too.
I don't think. I think me and my
Like you
siblings.
have more interest
I
in
think
certain things.
Nah, I
than
think
they
me and my siblings just grew up differently. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Definitely.
You get what I'm saying?
You're saying you were exposed to different.
Of course. So like, I'm telling you for a fact, this ain't no like, I seen different shit. Like
They
the shit that my siblings seen and how my siblings grew up. I'm glad. Like I'm glad y'all like, you know what I'm saying. I'm proud like y'all grew up. You know what I'm saying. And my mama did a great job with me. I'm not saying that my mama. I'm not saying that my mama did shit like on purpose or nothing like that. My mama did a great job.
You
like
seen
I
the
said.
struggle with your
So
mom.
let me ask you a question.
My
I
mama-
never asked you this before.
Yeah.
Do you think that anything you did when you were younger that you had the conscience or the conscience?
I know everything I did. I made the decision. That's why I don't blame my mom. Everything I did, I made it. But that don't stop the fact that I didn't need the guidance. That don't stop the fact that if
I do this, man, because we've talked about people making like decisions because they don't feel like they have a choice.
you missing the purpose, you missing the point
No,
of what
I'm
I'm
not missing
saying.
the
You
point,
are,
bro.
because I'm telling you that I just explained exactly what I said. I said, like, of course, you don't have to do shit.
Right.
You don't have to do nothing. But you got, even in our government, you have checks and balances. So if I had somebody that was able to check me and show me and just check me or put me in my place when I needed to be put in my place to know what happened, I won't listen to nobody, bro, because it was nobody to check me.
So what about those
At that point.
kids who have both those checks and balances?
If you got those
still go
checks
out
and balances and you go out and do something, that that's some shit you chose to like. You're
Because some people
but a lot
are
of,
just wired
but that's
like
not
that,
that's not the reality though. Majority of these kids, their father is dead, their father in prison, their father doing dumb shit, so they don't have the example. They don't have a stepfather that stepped up and showed them the right example. The stepfather might be worse than the father or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna kind of come in here because like I feel exactly what you're saying. I feel exactly what you're saying, right? So my upbringing, my grandparents, they did everything right. They was a married couple, married for like almost 50 some years.
Yeah.
My grandfather passed. Okay, great. My grandfather, my grandmother, both of them, they went to work every single day. They took care of their grandkids. That's not their job. That's not their responsibility. They did that. My parents, they are nothing like my grandparents, right?
Okay. Even
So-
though they grew up with them. Right.
Even though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my mom, she was doing all what she was doing. My dad, he was doing what he was doing. They both in and out the system, all kinds of stuff going
Mm-hmm.
on, right? So I'm not perfect. I'm a combination of both because that's what I was brought into.
Mm-hmm.
That's the perspective that I was taught, right? So just like you, just like him, just like me, we all have different perspectives that we inherit, right? Oh no, don't go to the mechanic by yourself as a woman. They're gonna take advantage of you.
That's a fact.
Okay, that's a perspective.
That's gonna happen.
That's a perspective because they take advantage of men more than women.
what?
Yes, let me tell you,
Oh,
because they're
okay.
gonna float your ego and make you feel like you know exactly what you're talking about, and they're gonna capitalize off of it. That's a human fact.
I don't know about that. but
I'm
okay.
telling you.
I think they get off on the women more. I think they gonna get off on the women more.
Because if that's already the preconceived notion, if we already feel like, oh, okay, they're gonna take advantage of the women, why would we? Why
I
would
think
we
knowledge-
come?
I think-
Why would we as women come unprepared if we know that?
I think knowledge is the answer to that question.
It
Right
is.
there. Because the reason why is like actually I just had somebody do like this. I had this girl call me the other day and was like, Peter, act like you're my husband, because this dealership's trying to rip me off. And they was charging her some crazy amount of money to fix some bullshit.
So I've
and
been
I
in
was
sales
like,
for the past 15 years.
and it's because I knew, and then they ended up oh yeah, you're right, we don't need to do that.
it doesn't matter if you're a male, female, whoever. You're a voice. You're a second person. So there's like a lot of things that sales will teach you. When you work in sales, you find out things. Just a simple, oh, go ahead, sit right here. People like to be told what to do. So if I tell you what to do, you're going to do it. Right? So if you come into my office, have a seat. You're going to sit down. It's a simple gesture.
Oh, you're talking about that. Okay,
it's a simple gesture.
Okay,
You're going to have a seat,
okay,
right?
okay.
So if you're here, you're eating everything that I'm saying, you're eating everything that I'm giving to you, you're good, right? But if you have any reservations, that first confirmation of doubt is going to be exactly who you listen to. So it doesn't matter if you're her husband, it doesn't matter if you're her brother, her sister, whoever. I call my mom. My mom is not a man.
Yeah.
Mom, I don't know. They saying this. What that's mean? You know, she's not a man. She's rough and tough and all that stuff. So she knows, but she's not a man. She's still gonna get me through. You feel me? There's a guy.
With the kids, she call me a king, cause that's what I is. Go against me, that's a sin. Ain't been where I've been, but I do it again. Yeah,